Cornerstone Retirement Partners presents Your Course to Retirement with Grand Rapids Certified Financial Planner Ron Corser and Nolan Gosley. Cornerstone Retirement Partners are planning today for the potential of tomorrow.
And welcome into the program, Your Course to Retirement with Grand Rapids Resource, for important information and a common sense approach to planning for our financial, investment, and retirement futures. He is Ron Corser, CFP, with the Cornerstone Retirement Partners. Ron, always a pleasure, and we appreciate the time and the information and enlightenment you bring to our financial lives.
It's always interesting for me to talk about taxes and tax season, but anytime it's kind of like, no, I want to hear about it. But we have an incredible opportunity in front of us. And how do you say you have an incredible opportunity when everybody's halfway through the tax season trying to figure out if they're going to get a refund or not get a refund? Here's what I mean by that. And we go through this a lot with clients, is that now is a really great time, if you've gotten your tax work done, to take a look at all those 1099 kinds of account statements you got from wherever your money is invested. Anytime you've earned in an IRA and you've taken money out, you get a 1099-R. In the taxable accounts, you generate 1099 income because of dividends, capital gains, interest, things like that. And then with Roth accounts, obviously, there is no 1099 because everything that happens in there is tax-free and grows tax-free. But at this time of the tax season, particularly when you've done it, it's a great idea to take a look at where all of this income was generated from your investment accounts. Why would I say that? Because everything that's happened in your tax return is history. It's done. It's a done deal, and you know that. But going forward, maybe there's some opportunity to massage some of the things you've done, always legal, but also to say, well, where can I improve my position going forward next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, with the idea that perhaps what I end up potentially paying in tax will go up over the next 5 or 10 or 15 years. So let's just sit back, folks, and take a look at this. And if I've already touched the hot button with you and you want a little review on your 1099 statements, give us a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581. That's 616-301-2581. Set a time to meet with me or Nolan, and we'll go forward from there. You can also access today's program and other programs on our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. That's www.cornerstone-rp.com. You can listen to today's little blog and other blogs that we put out recently. And again, call me, Ron Corser, 616-301-2581. If you want to talk about creating a tax strategy going forward, not only for the coming year, 2023, but how about for 2025 and 2028, given whatever we know about what's going on with taxes? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Ron, where are you seeing that the big opportunities lie when it comes to proactive tax planning strategies, and why are they such opportunities right now to be paying attention to?
Well, that's a good question to ask me, and here's how I'd answer it. The opportunity right now is because it's just my opinion, but opinion of a lot of other of our clients, is that we're probably in the best and lowest tax environment we're ever going to be in for the rest of our life. You know, with a $32 trillion deficit and those guys down in Washington, D.C. spending money before they can even print it, one of two things have to happen, and they'll probably both happen. They're going to raise taxes on income, and they're going to probably do some adjusting on benefits. That's not a political statement by me. It's just math, simple math. So the more we can do now in anticipation of what may be coming, it's better for all of us. So let's take a look at the first part. Let's say you have an IRA account and you're taking out money and you're not in the required minimum distribution stage. You haven't reached 73 yet, so you don't have to take out a required minimum distribution. But you have an opportunity, if you're taking out some of that money to supplement your income, given wherever you are, whatever your tax person has said you are in terms of your real tax rate, to take a look and ask yourself a really simple question. Number one, does it make sense for me to take out more from my IRA this year, knowing I'm in the lowest tax environment I'm ever going to be in, and convert it to a Roth IRA? Yes, I got to pay more tax, but if I think taxes are going to go up, and maybe they go up substantially, it's really kind of like Ed Slott says, taxes are on sale. Let's take advantage of them. So that's the first thing I would encourage everybody to do, and you can do it with our help. Give us a call at 616-301-2581. Ask for myself or Nolan, the managing partner of Cornerstone Retirement Partners, and we'll help you through this, is to say, what can we do to move money from an IRA account that's going to be taxed forever, even when we die, it's going to be taxed, into a Roth account that's never going to be taxed again. And if we handle it properly, we can take money out of there whenever we want to, tax-free. So that's the first thing to do. And it's interesting because sometimes clients will let me talk with their tax preparer and a CPA. And I always tell people when we have this conversation in our office, when we get involved with your CPA, understand what CPAs are designed, trained, and focused on 100%, reducing your tax liability. So taking money out of an IRA, paying tax on it, rolling it into a Roth IRA is going to rub some of them kind of in an uncomfortable way. I've gone through this conversation with our tax preparer myself, so I understand that. But the question isn't, okay, we got to pay a little more tax today. The question is, if we pay a little more today, is that going to keep us from paying a whole lot more down the road? And I think it deserves really serious, in-depth, critical analysis, as opposed to just saying, well, no, you don't want to pay more taxes. We'll figure it out later. Later may come really quickly and we'll be caught kind of unawares. So that's the first part about the tax issue. The second part we can do is take a look at your tax return. Did you have 1099 income? Now, this isn't income generated from your IRA. It's from your non-taxable investment accounts, bank accounts, CDs that are not IRAs, joint accounts, trust accounts, things like that generate interest, capital gains, dividends, and things like that. Now, here's a little secret. A lot of people have these kinds of accounts, and they're paying income on the dividends, capital gains, interest earned, things like that. They're paying taxes on it, but they're not using the income. It's like, we call it phantom income. Okay, your mutual fund just earned $2,000 in 1099 income, but you're not spending that money. So you're just adding to the tax burden. There's some things we can do with taxable accounts to potentially decrease the tax burden you'll get, the amount of taxable income that'll get kicked off on the 1099s. What are some of those things? Number one, take a look at the kind of investments you have in that taxable account. The most efficient investments are either directly owning stocks or exchange traded funds. When you own a bond mutual fund or a stock mutual fund or whatever, everything that's kicked off in that, whether it's capital gains, dividends, everything is taxable. Let's say you own an individual stock. You love Tesla, so you bought Tesla 2 years ago. Tesla's not kicking off a lot in dividends right now, and it's gone down in value. But it's an asset that you can hold. The stock can do that. And the only income that you'll get out of this potentially if you sell some shares at a profit. But if you're holding that security, the only other potential for it is if it kicks off a little bit of interest or a dividend, which is taxed at a much favorable rate potentially than your overall income tax rate. Same thing with exchange traded funds. They can be much more tax efficient. So that's the first place to look. The second place to look at this, if you have a lot of your assets in what we call a non-qualified account, an account that generates those 1099s, why not consider moving some of that money into potentially, and I'm not advocating this because you really have to take a look at each individual's situation, but you could potentially move it into a short term, a 3-year, for example, principal protected fixed annuity. The interest that that annuity generates is tax deferred. So you can literally take some of the money that you would hold in a taxable account if you're okay with it. Now you're giving up some growth to do this, but you're eliminating potentially a tax issue with it. Move it gently into a short-term fixed annuity because it's going to be tax deferred. You're going to save whatever those securities or whatever you would have moved into that short-term annuity would have done. And at the end of 2 years, 3 years, however long you've been, you can always roll it into another one. And think about this. It's a strategy that's very similar to what we used to do when CDs paid a lot, and they're paying more now. So people are buying CDs and maybe get a 6-month, a 1 year, a 3 year. That's what I'm suggesting to clients, and then rolling them over, hoping they can get a higher interest rate. But what you're doing with the CD is you're still generating taxable income. I'm not saying CDs are bad. I'm just saying take a look at other options to take money away from that 1099 tax issue, particularly if it's money you don't need in the short term, and move it to a place where it's protected and where it'll be tax deferred growth. So that might make some sense for people, because going forward, now is a great time when you're doing your taxes probably after they're done, to say, where's this income being generated? And what can I do to reduce it without reducing my lifestyle or creating other kind of grief? So these are some important things to consider in the tax season, but they're always important because going forward, I think our government is going to require a little more from all of us. So the more we can do now to take advantage of low tax rates, the better off we can be. So folks, if this has made some sense to you, give us a call. Either call me or Nolan, the managing partner here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581, 616-301-2581, or go to our website. You can listen to today's blog and the others, www.cornerstone-rp.com. Now, we're not tax preparers. I'm a certified financial planner. We're reasonably capable of analyzing a tax statement in a tax return. So we can help you with some options, with some things to consider. So give us a call if this is important. And it should be really important to everybody. 616-301-2581. Ask for me or Nolan, and we'll help you any way which you can when you come in. So thank you very much for listening to today's little blog. Again, give us a call if I've touched the hot button. I'm Ron Courser, 616-301-2581. Cornerstone Retirement Partners, www.cornerstone-rp.com.
Tune into Cornerstone Retirement Partners' full radio program, Your Course to Retirement, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock at News Radio WOOD, or visit cornerstone-rp.com for many valuable resources, including those mentioned on this show and other great episodes of Your Course to Retirement.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor.
Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group is solely an indication that the financial advisor has attended training provided by Ed Slott and Company, passed biannual examinations on material covered at conferences and in webinars, and met other membership requirements, and does not constitute an endorsement of any kind. Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group members pay a fee for the educational programs that allow them to be included in the Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group. Membership does not guarantee investment success. Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services.
Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.